Hey, this is Jonathan Lewis. Thank you for listening to another Stubby episode. We hope the following question and answer can be helpful to you in your welding and fabrication journey. Thank you to everybody who continues to send in their questions and providing feedback to make the Stubby series better. Without further ado, here is today's question.
This question came from the Welding Tips and Tricks forum page, where there's a thread for the Welding Tips and Tricks podcast Stubby episodes. The question is, what TIG torch sizes are compatible with each other? Why would you use one size over another if they share the same size consumables? Well, if you ask me, really a lot of it has to do with what type of job are you working on. You know, if you have a 20 style torch and you've got your water cooler running and you're in your garage at home and it's really loud and you're only running like 20-30 amps on the job that you're working on and you have a number 9 torch available, why not turn the water cooler off, plug in the air-cooled torch, and have it a little bit quieter? Or I just saw recently on Instagram, Mark Winchester over at Winchester Metalworks posted a photo of him using a 24 style torch to get into a real tight little spot that you would have a really difficult time getting into with a 20 style torch. You know, sometimes having that back cap is just going to be too big, you know, no matter how small you can make it. So then you just drop down to the 24 style torch, which you can use the consumables from a 20 style torch on a 24. It's just going to make the head a little bit bigger, and it kind of defeats the purpose of the smaller torch. So you want to use the 24 style consumables on that torch to take advantage of why you're using it. But at the same time, you could use the 24 style torch consumables on a 20 to make your 20 a little bit smaller. I think ArcZone sells a set of stuff where it's called slammed consumables or something along those lines. And that will make your torch head considerably smaller to get into little tight areas. If you're using a torch for bigger pipe welding or, something outside and you don't have a water cooler available, obviously you're not going to want to use a number 9 style torch. You're going to want to bump up to a 17 or bigger, something that can handle those amps. But the same consumables for a 17 style torch will work on a 26 and an 18. So there's different options for different jobs, and having a variety of torches that you can change in between, it just makes you a more versatile welder, employee, employer, however you need to get the jobs done. And, you'll be able to do what you have to do to get the job done. But if you're doing something that is a repeated thing and it would just make life a whole lot easier if you could just reach down inside of this, spot that I just have a nightmare time reaching. They make a torch probably for that scenario. I would suggest heading over to ckworldwide.com and checking out their tech data sheets. There's a wealth of knowledge right there. You'll really be able to see all the different types of torches that are available, all the different consumables that are available that are compatible within those torches. It kind of broadens your horizon to what's available. And whenever you have a job that comes across your bench or your shop or whatever you're working on, you're thinking to yourself, it's like, man, I just cannot get to this spot very easily. What can I do to make this easier and more profitable? Maybe the first time you do this job, you've got to buy a new torch and it costs a couple $100 or something. So you lose a little bit of money on the first time, but the second time you do the job or the third time you do the job, you've got the right tools. Or another job comes in that's similar to it and you've got the right tools for it and you really impress your customer or you really impress your boss or something. There's times when you need to have a micro torch just to get down inside of a little tiny hole that some engineer wants you to weld this stupid little thing. And it's like, really? Come on. And then they're like, well, can you do it? And it's like, yeah, I can get in there, but going to cost you. I can get in there, but this is going to be a pain. It makes you a valuable welder to have the options at your disposal. And for a few $100s here and there, setting aside some money and picking up different things, it'll never hurt you in the long run. But like I said earlier, I would strongly recommend going over to CK Worldwide and checking out their data information. And like I said, just seeing all the different styles of torches that are available, it could potentially really change the way you're doing your job or possibly make a future job a lot more profitable. So hopefully that helps a little bit and maybe makes you look at what torches you're using and have available to you, and I don't know, maybe make a suggestion to your boss to pick up a 24 style torch or a micro torch or, something a little different, a flex head or a long neck pencil torch. You never know. I mean, these things come in handy, but if you don't have them, you can't use them.
Well, that wraps up another Stubby episode. Do you have a question that you would like to have answered? We would love to answer your welding, fabrication, small business, or related question in a future episode. Send your question to weldingtipsandtrickspodcast@gmail.com and be sure to put Stubby in the subject line. You can also send us a DM on the Welding Tips and Tricks Podcast Instagram page or any of our personal pages at Superior Welding, Crummy Welding, or Weldmonger. Thank you again for all the support. Hope that you find this helpful. We will catch you on the next Stubby episode.